Hello YouTube, or welcome back to another Modblog episode with me, FS Farmer Dog. Today we are looking at some machinery, and we are looking at the Big-Baler pack and the Auto Stacker by Black Sheep Modding. So basically the pack goes as follows. As far as the balers, you're able to get it in the Fendt, Massey Ferguson, New Holland or JCB Challenger liveries. Basically they are all of the same mod, just with the different liveries to suit the tractor or sort of farm brand that you're using on each map. So the baler itself will cost £78,000 to buy, has a maintenance cost of £140 per day. You need a tractor with 120 horsepower to use the baler correctly, and each bale has a capacity of 4,000 litres. Of course it can handle the grass, hay, silage and straw, so everything you need on your farm. So the Auto Stacker is designed to work only with the big baler. It does work without the big baler, but it's a little bit glitchy, and of course it is designed to use or be towed behind the big baler. So that will cost you £25,000 to buy and has a daily maintenance of £60 per day. It holds 4 bales, and basically it accepts all of the same bales in which you can use the big baler with. So we'll check for clip and review the models first of all. So we will start with the big baler, and we have the Fendt one. So on the aesthetics, it's a nice simple model with a good quality finish. We've got I do really like the tread on this tyre. It's a weird thing to like, but I think it does really set the baler off apart from the in-game mods, which use the typical wheels that that's been used on the Auto Stacker. So we've got a good amount of detail. Everything's modelled as you would imagine, and again with a mod of this quality there is no clip anywhere at all on the big baler. It does use a slightly softer shader than the really glossy in-game, but it is a mix between the matte texture that we see on some mods and the glossy texture that we see on some of the other mods which use the in-game shaders. So it's quite nice to see sort of that variant of an in-between to suit everyone's needs. Now on the Auto Stacker there is some clip. You're unable to walk through sort of the side panels, however you can pass straight through the interior workings. I do believe that's because this hydraulic does allow this drawbridge to come down here, and of course it is for the bales to stack up in there. So I do believe that is a missing collision, but that is on purpose to avoid sort of a conflict on when you have it in use. So it's not really a problem, but something to bear in mind of course. And again, the detail hasn't been spared on this. We're using the in-game tyres that you can see, and you've got the little warning stickers, reflectors, warning signs, lights, speed limits, everything you could expect from a modding team such as Black Sheep Modding that do a really good job. So just going on to here, I thought I'd get them out. This is the Challenger with a JCB, so that's that livery. The New Holland livery rather uses the old sort of New Holland yellow style. I know New Holland sort of supports the yellow and the blue livery, so you can get the New Holland in the yellow one. Always reminds me of a bit more of a classic feel. You are able to just see through the baler there. I'm not sure if that is intentional, so you can see through that part, but that does allow you to see sort of back into the baler. Only from a load height though. Of course when you use it on the field that wouldn't be visible whatsoever. And here is the Massey Ferguson. So they all do look really nice, especially when used on the tractor that they have been intended for. So I will jump in the Massey Ferguson. Now you can hear sort of the baler start up. We'll just get over to the field before we test everything, but on the way I will just show you the brake lights, and all of the sort of working lights work as expected. And of course we have got the beacon on the top there, so all of the lights work correctly on the back trailer. So here I have some tethered and windrowed grass, so it's V to lower the pickup there, and we do have a nice slow animation, and if you can see, the chain does move accordingly. and turn the baler on with B. Of course, I have forgotten to unfold it. So the hydraulic drawbridge just folds down there, and you can see the chain does sort of become more tense as it's unfolded. Upon startup, we've got a nice sort of baler sound, very mechanical, and you can see the particle system is quite strong off this baler. I can't actually see what I'm driving, there we go. So yeah, we've got a dirt texture building up on the wheel area very quickly, and I do believe the body of the baler does get sort of a dusty texture over it after some time. So you can see the baler is slowly working its way towards the end of the sort of roller system there. We do need 2 to 3 bales before we actually see a bale be dropped on the ground. However, that is typical of all balers. So one thing I do particularly enjoy about this baler is the particle system does seem more to real life. When you see balers or any machinery in the field, you sort of see this big cloud of dust being kicked up behind, and it does look a lot like this. So once we're finished with our field, we are able to actually unload the bales nice and easily before we fold it up. So say this was the end of the field, we can unload the bales on key Y, and they just slowly unload. And of course, if you've got one that's halfway in the baler like that, you can just fold up and that'll be ready for your next field. If you do then go over to a straw field with a grass or hay bale in, that bale will actually turn to straw, but of course that's sort of how the game would work. Of course in real life that wouldn't work, and you'd sort of get a mixed bale, but nonetheless it's not a problem. So the bales are too heavy to pick up by hand, but they've got sort of the in-game textures, and they are very nice to work with and handle in the field. So I did set up a fence in the field earlier. Now I'll just jump out quickly. When you buy the baler, you are able to add a hitch on the secondary menu, and of course this does allow the auto stacker to be added onto the end. I have had a little play with this, and you can see where the bales fit in, and this is where the clip area is, of course, to allow the animation of the bales to be loaded up, and of course when they are released, the bales will become a solid object again. So with the auto stacker, we are also able to change the colour, however not the livery, but of course changing the colour, we are able to fit in the colour arrangement with what equipment you're using. So you do have to fold out the auto stacker correctly to get that sort of bridge across. And we can see that the baler feeds back into the auto stacker. And the animation of the auto stacker, it sort of makes a sealing sound, which is also good attention to detail. So if we want to unload the back auto stacker, we press key Y, and we can see we've got a nice animation of the hydraulic system. If I jump out, sorry, that baler is very loud. So this back door opens, and the rollers inside the bale actually allows the bales to slip out with the help of the guidance bars, and we can see that the new bale is slowly working its way down the roller system into the auto stacker. So if you had a large field much like this one behind me, you'd have all over the field really neat stacks of 4, making it a lot easier to stack onto trailers or use the larger auto stacker. So before I mention anything else, this animation here, you do get the full rotary system on the pickup, and a slight animation going into the back there, which is very nice detailed, and of course we do get the animations of the rollers inside, but when you're working they are fairly hard to see, as this mod has such a dusty particle system coming up. It sort of disguises the smaller details. So I hope you have enjoyed this mod blog episode, and if you feel like checking out some more mods, I am uploading to the channel nice and regularly. So thanks for watching again, and bye for now.